Most AI news still talks like the future is a chatbot. Ask a question, get an answer. Maybe it writes an email, maybe it makes a slide. Useful, sure. But most quiet work does not live in chat. It lives in tables. Customer records, invoices, inventory, support logs, churn reports, sales history, experiment results, pricing sheets, weird spreadsheets with names like final, actually final. That is why Prior Labs closing its SAP acquisition is more interesting than it looks. SAP says Prior Labs is now an independent lab inside SAP, backed by more than 1 billion euros to scale tabular foundation models. Translation: AI built for the shape business actually runs on. The phrase tabular foundation model sounds engineered to make normal people leave the room. The simple version is this: instead of training a model mainly on text, train it to understand rows and columns. Prior Labs built TabPN, a model family for structured data tasks like prediction and classification. Their pitch is that a single pre-trained model can do useful work on new tables with far less custom setup than traditional machine learning. SAP's bet is that enterprise AI will not be won only by whoever writes the smoothest paragraph. It will also be won by whoever can make messy business tables speak. Through the introvert lens, this matters because spreadsheets create one of the most exhausting workplace performances: the data meeting. Someone exports a CSV, someone else makes a dashboard, then a room full of people negotiates what the numbers mean, while the quiet person who actually noticed the pattern waits for a gap in the conversation. Tabular AI points at a different workflow. Feed the table in, ask for anomalies, drivers, segments, likely outcomes, and confidence. Then walk into the discussion with evidence instead of adrenaline. Imagine a solo operator running a small store. The old way is asking 3 people why repeat orders dropped, waiting for someone to pull reports, and then holding a meeting where every theory gets equal airtime because nobody wants to offend the loudest guess. The tabular way is less theatrical. Put orders, refunds, traffic, campaigns, inventory, and support tickets into one structured analysis. Ask the model which factors changed before the drop. Ask what it would test first. Ask which customers are at risk. Suddenly, the first conversation is not what do we think, it is what does the table suggest. That is the quiet relief here. Not automation for its own sake. Decision prep. A model that handles tables well can replace the opening round of uncertainty theater. It can draft the first forecast, flag the weird cohort, find the column everyone forgot, and tell you which claim deserves investigation. For introverts, that is valuable because it moves the social work later. You do not need to win the room with confidence. You can spend private time with the data, make a better question, and let the question carry more weight than your volume. There are caveats. Tabular foundation models will not magically clean bad data. A mislabeled column is still a trap. Missing context still matters. And if the model gives a prediction without uncertainty, skepticism is healthy. The other caveat is ownership. SAP is an enterprise giant, not a cozy indie tool. This will probably show up first inside serious business software, not as a cute app you try over coffee. But that is also why the signal matters. The boring systems are where the money, friction, and repeated decisions live. My verdict: watch this category, especially if your work involves spreadsheets you secretly understand better than the meeting does. The practical habit is simple. Before the next data conversation, ask AI to inspect the table privately. What changed? What is missing? What are 3 hypotheses? What would falsify them? What should we measure next? Even today's general tools can help with that pattern, but models built specifically for tables should make it sharper, faster, and less hand-wavy. The bigger signal is that AI is moving from talking about work to understanding the records of work. Chatbots made it easier to phrase a thought. Tabular models may make it easier to see what is actually happening. For quiet people, that is a better bargain. We do not need software that helps us dominate meetings. We need software that makes the meeting smaller, later, and more honest. If the table can speak first, maybe we can stop pretending the loudest interpretation is the most useful one. The Quiet Review. Thanks for watching.